black female politician says that black female politicians are great and we suck. I disagree.
About the black women that put their literal breasts into white kids as we raised them because we knew their mamas couldn't do it.
Okay,
let's
pause.
talk about.
That's called a wet nurse. They're incredibly common, especially if you're going back to the 40s and 50s. It was kind of seen as lower class to breastfeed. That's why formula did so well. But Catholic nannies who are white, the Irish, were always wet nurses. So you just happen to pick up a job that involves breastfeeding. I think it's weird, but it's not a black woman thing. And black women didn't do it because whites were incapable. Go ahead.
About that. Let's talk about Hidden Figures. Katherine Johnson and others who
pause.
got.
I've obviously talked about this to a fault. People are sick of hearing me and Ant talk about Hidden Figures. They were math janitors who did equations that they weren't too hard for everyone else. They were too boring for everyone else. So they went through junior high level mathematics and checked to see if the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted. Nothing brilliant.
Us on the moon, white men took credit for it, but if it weren't for their meticulous brains that understood math better than computers, we wouldn't have landed on the moon. But the best way to shut these mediocre white people up is to get them out of office and get their leader, Trump, get rid of him, get rid of the Republicans.
Yeah,
and I'm going to keep saying this on your show. We want for them to change. Trump has literally given carte blanche to white folks who are racist to actually do in the public what they used to only think about. So they can talk about us. They can lie on us. They can say we didn't
lie on us.
anything.
I hate that phrase.
We know what the truth is. We can't worry about
No,
that.
you don't.
We're not going to change those idiots' minds. It doesn't matter how much truth we give them.
Wait, pause. I just said that earlier today. I said, we're not going to change these idiots' minds. It doesn't matter how much truth we give them. Like her. I could explain to her Hidden Figures. I could explain to her wet nurses. Should I bother? Is she going to be a changed woman after?
Again, just like they planned 2025 for 50 years, we need to start planning right here, right now, what we're going to do in November to get us out to vote and in 2028 so we can try to get back to some sort of America where at least we have a chance and we're back to trying to get the gains that black people have earned and that this country has actually benefited from.
Yep. Okay, allow me to go off at a little tangent here.
Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
Hello, I'm Gavin McInnes.
And together we're Compound Censored.
And we would like you to subscribe with this deal using this promo code right below me right now.
Do it, because it's very entertaining.
Because that reminded me of Jennifer Lewis. 3-0. In the notes, she's a famous black actress. She was in Blackish. She's never really had a breakout role, I don't think. A lot of garbage black shows, but you show her to a black person and it's like they're looking at God. She's like what's her name? Amadou Malilo. The one they all study in school. Oh, fuck.
Maya Angelou?
Maya Angelou. She's a Maya Angelou of acting. And in the earlier Sprinkles thing, we had some blacking that was very small and low key. But let's remind you all why the term blacking exists.
Stop killing our children, son of a bitch.
What?
We don't care if you think you're rich.
What? Wait, pause.
We love our children.
So those white boys on the boat just killed that black boy because they're rich and he's poor. Meanwhile, we just showed you a death where a black person was killed for insane reasons. This little child was not killed.
And the color of their skin, and we're getting tired of being called as the next of kin.
Wait, pause. Blacks kill 20 blacks a day, my dear. And just for fun here, where's your kid's baby daddy? Did he stick around? Did your dad stick around? I'm guessing here, but the odds are 75% chance I'm right.
Monsters are going too far. Don't you know your own children will suffer if you keep magnifying this civil war?
Keep magnifying. That was kind of weird, that ending part. That meant like stop saying the truth. It's embarrassing. Let's just check in on her, how she talks to her friends, 3-1. She's not happy.
I talk about everything in my memoir, The Mother Black Hollywood, everything from my addictions to molestations, abortions, child
done by blacks.
There's no shame in my game. Yeah, bitch, it happened.
Wait, pause.
I slept with 6.
This is very common with black women's memoirs. Like Robin Quivers, is that her name?
Yeah.
Howard Stern's right. I went by her dad, her dad fingered her. And she's like, and that was the day I learned that white people are out to ruin me. Like black men can just steamroll over them and destroy their lives. And they're like, thanks a lot, whites.
63 men. Now that was fabulous. But I talk about everything in my...
Wait, is that it? She talked about abortion.
Everything from my addictions to molestations, abortions, childhood abuse. There's no shame in my game. Yeah, bitch, it happened. I slept with 63 men. Now that was fabulous. But
she loved her abortions, and she loved fucking random dudes, and probably making kids with them. Okay, briefly here, 2-8 and 2-9. Someone almost said the N-word on TV. It's just a perfect place for her stutter to kick in. And in both, I'm going to show you two of these. In both of these women's defense, when there's a word you're not allowed to say, it's floating around in your cerebral cortex, and it's very hard not to say it.
The project is complete. Only 5 permanent jobs remain. 2 Indians, 2 Chinese, and 1 somebody from Nigeria.
Look at him laugh.
I'm nervous.
He's trying not to laugh. And 1 Nick. She's still quiet. And 1.
After the project is complete.
Happy birthday, Nick.
5 permanent jobs remain. 2 Indians.
Now I noticed the same thing happen on the weekend, last weekend, 2-9. God damn, these weeks are zipping by.
Yeah, they are.
I'm trying to do a Proud Boys book. Remember that project we started with Byron to do a walking tour of New York?
Yeah.
I've that's been sitting on rotting in my fridge now for months. I think it was winter when we last did it.
We showed one on the Christmas marathon.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Well as those communities that have continued their events with significantly increased security measures and protocol put into place. Emily, we've covered teen takeovers on this show repeatedly, and now they're canceling
teen takeovers.
This breaks my heart, frankly, because it seems like it's punishing the rest of the town and all of the well-behaved, well-meaning, patriotic families because of a few, never to do well.
Never to do well. That's it. Never to do well. So she either she forgot an N-word. That's the fact. But was it ne'er-do-wells? Or anyway, sorry. The Lord sent us here to do black female politicians. And I want to focus today on some Browns behaving badly. Okay, Sean?
Okay.
Let's start with Quintina Brown.
Okay.
And by the way, this is a thing that's a pet peeve of mine. I noticed this with that Netflix documentary about the Point Break guys, the guys who inspired the movie Point Break. And they all realized that robbing banks is wrong because they traumatized the tellers. Yes, you also robbed a bank. Like, come on, guys. Money doesn't grow on trees. When you steal from a bank, prices go up everywhere. You're hurting society. If you steal candy from a baby or $10 million from a bank, you're hurting society. When you smash the window of an insured business, it's not magic. The insurance company then has to charge us all more. How do you not know that? But no, it's a victimless crime to rob a bank. By the way, by this logic, it's okay to rob something that doesn't have a human, like an ATM. Isn't that perfectly legitimate?
Mm-hmm.
prom helicopter stunt. Some say no one was harmed, so what's the problem? Others, including city leaders, insisting that the park director crossed the line for a photo op for her daughter. A photo shoot, at least the deposit we now know was charged with a credit card that taxpayers pay for. Less than a week after this helicopter landed at the Markham Park, catching many
for her
by
daughter's
surprise,
prom.
This prom stunt for the park director's daughter is now political. Here's what Quintina Brown told officers.
I got it okay through the park, but I didn't just, you know what's going on with the city.
Yet city leaders never authorized the landing in the public park where children were playing.
Did they say you can land a helicopter? I have the landing permission. I can bring it over.
The pilot had a notice signed by the park director herself. The company later handed over this invoice to the city attorney. The receipt raises much bigger questions. The bill was for a minimal of $800 for an hour. At the bottom, there's a credit card number linked.
This
to
might
Brown.
be the cheapest terrible black female politician we've ever had.
Even used the address of the field house and provided her signature on a taxpayer-funded credit card.
The plot thickens, as they say.
The city attorney says there's no way Brown accidentally entered all that information. In fact, he spoke to the helicopter company.
They told me that the deposit was charged to the card, and they have not been successful in getting the remaining $800 off the card.
He's very likable.
Using the Park District credit card either to pay or hold the reservation is why Markham's mayor says residents should be concerned.
Why wouldn't somebody question that?
In fact, the city started questioning spending at the Park District and its board in the fall of 2025.
How are you, Ms. Brown?
CBS Chicago reported when Brown was first caught on body cam getting served with an injunction. Leaders allege Brown and the park board were not paying bills and left most parks with broken equipment and deplorable conditions.
They've been landing helicopters in different ways over there.
And remember that invoice?
Wait, what?
There's a line.
Pause.
I think that's a bad analogy.
That's a terrible. He's trying to make it a saying. They were literally landing helicopters, but they were also metaphorically landing helicopters on our budget. What? I mean, this bitch, she is a helicopter when you think about it. And a lot of the ways she reaches out, it's like propellers reaching out into the clouds. But in her case, it's various budgets. What?
As every additional 6 minutes over the hour would be $80. We're told police grounded that chopper for at least 3 hours. Now the big question, who will pay for the extra minutes? Not to mention the original $800. Keep in mind, that contract is under the name of the Markham Park District. We did reach out to Brown.
All right,
she
boring.
did not.
So that's Quintina Brown. I've never heard that name before. I have heard the name Tiki. This is Tiki Brown. She's behind the Leering Center. Wait, no, is that a different? No, that's Tijuana Brown. Sorry. Well, I'm not sure who this Tiki Brown is. Take it away. What the fuck?
Is this one of those?
Is this the one below Tiki Brown?
Yeah, this might be one of those times where. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. What has happened here? Sorry, guys. This is not good. Yeah, I got the same thing.
Okay.
A severely handicapped Dutch woman. Or I don't know what language that is. Icelandic? I don't really see that turning into a black female politician anytime soon.
No.
Fuck. Well, I know. Good news. We can just look it up. Tijuana scandal.
There's this other link below it.
What?
This other link below it here.
Well, is it a... Wait, how'd you get there?
It's the next link down.
Charlotte City Council member and her 2 daughters plead guilty to stealing 124 grand. That's a little more like it. In COVID relief money, you don't say. Tijuana, which is named after Tijuana, Mexico, I assume. Convicted felon. And daughters Tajima, and Antoinette used fake businesses and forged docs for lavish parties, horse carriages, thrones, and Louis Vuitton. All 3 guilty, up to 20 years. And you know what's funny about their embezzling? It's never saved. It's always spent within hours. Like all of that shit they listed, well, I guess fake businesses takes a while. But like horse carriage rides? Where's the money we stole? It's gone. All right, so that's Tijuana Brown. Nice job. And then, of course, our last Brown, Quintina Brown. Sorry, that was Tiki Brown. I apologize. Who did you just show?
That was Tijuana.